Hi. Miss me? Alright, so now, hi, I guess, for the YouTube VODs later on. Hope you guys are having a good night. We just ended BN4, so we're gonna go right in to Mega Man Battle Network 5 Team Colonel. Growing up, I played Team Proto Man more. And in some regards, I still prefer it. But I feel in terms of the complete series experience, Colonel is the better game. It's definitely probably the most in-depth story post 3. I wonder who these guys are supposed to be. Talking about the hope of the future. What do you mean that room kind of looks like something we saw at the end of 3? Shut up. Oh, fuck, I forgot how much I love this game's soundtrack already. Da-da-da-da-da. We're still in the BN4 engine, but things are definitely going to be a lot more polished visually and otherwise moving forward. Da-da-da-da-da. Alright, grab Mega Man as usual. This was always my least favorite PET. Although, weird thing, they don't show it in the graphics too well here. But this PET does have a handle, but it's one that attaches to it? It's more obvious if you look at the toys or the anime. Yeah, sure thing, Ma. Alright, what's my email? Tutorial stuff. Oh shit, I have to read one of these. With that said, oh, I never even did this at the end of 4. I actually forgot to do that. Oh well. I'm gonna do a brief save state here. Because I do want to show off that if you go into the com menu in the version I'm playing and do the save, you might notice that my library now has some secret chips. Similarly to Battle Network 4 and 3 and 2, really, the version I'm playing is based off the Wii U Virtual Console version, which if you go into the communications menu at any point and do the save there, it'll give you all of the game's secret chips that you either got, which are, and more often than not, are the opposite versions, teammates, and unique navies, so namely Proto Man, Gyro Man, Search Man, rest in peace, Search Soul, Napalm, and Magnet Man, as well as Medi. As well as these Boktai crossovers. Oh shit, how am I? No, I just won't show that off. That'll be for the LLP. Because I also, since I'm playing this version, I can't show off the e-reader content. Oh, well. Alright, so let's load that shit, because starting the game with, upwards of 150 damage? That's broken. Busted. Just gonna make sure that I still don't have those. Alright, we're good. Oh, I forgot how much I love the color palette of the house in this one. Even if the carpet looks like it's made of pee. Yeah, we're at 5 now, Bun. Alright, Nart. Things start off a bit more mundane this time around. Instead of there being viruses in the house or having to do school. Our first task, deliver a recipe to a friend. Oh, yes, I forgot how good the soundtrack was for 5, and by that I mean I love this song. Did someone say the same tutorial battle we've had every single game? Because the same one we've had every single game. Well, namely, this is the same one we had in 4. Because we still don't have the add button anymore. But we do still have the full synchro emotion window. Counter shots do all the same things. And mechanically, at least to start, 5 is identical to 4. Only we don't have tournament scenarios. We actually have unique areas to go to. Also, things are tightened up just a little bit. Oh, that's the victory theme for this game. Yes. I missed having fun. Not that 4 is not fun. Again, I should stress because I know Forrest is a fan of the game. But, oh boy. Oh boy, 4. It's got problems. No, to this day, I still can't tell exactly what the area grab chip art is supposed to be conveying. Or wait. No, wait, no, I get it. I think. No, I don't. Reading One Piece? Oh, how's that been going for you? I've never started. Actually, no, that's a lie. I read, like, volume 1 and 2 back in, like, 2006. And I watched, like, the first 10 episodes of the 4Kids dub, which I will defend the theme song of as a guilty pleasure to the end of history. But beyond knowing certain key plot points later on due to my friend Jordan and just memes, not too in the know, because at this point I'm gonna wait until it's over, just because it's such a long series. Oh, that feels right. Alright, into AC/DC area? Into AC/DC area. Oh wait, no, 5 does bring back the request board, doesn't it? I'm thinking about it more and more. Oh, wait, doesn't it? They definitely change a lot of things from 4 to be more mechanically, not safe, but streamlined from 4. Namely, the way we're going to handle dark ships this time around is drastically different. Also, they give you unlockers in the first fucking area. Thank you. Luffy just fought a lightning man. Luffy fights a lot of people. Oh, that's right. This is also where Buster Up got introduced. Buster Up's an interesting little battle chip in that it raises the level of your Buster, I think, every stat by 1. So I'm usually doing only 1 damage and 10 charge, but now I'm doing 20 charge and 2 damage. Yeah, now that I think about it, Luffy is, you know, the rubber. Oh, I got hit by that. Now, I did have to throw around the idea in my head of playing this versus the... What's the word I'm looking for? DS version of 5? Because 5 got a DS version a couple years later that has both Team Protoman and Colonel in it and ways to cross over the two mechanically, such as ways to summon your allies from one version into the other temporarily and use your actual allies' abilities in battle. But I'm playing GBA because I don't have a DS layout ready. What I would probably do is keep screen 1 right about here, but smaller aspect ratio, of course. And then probably put screen 2 up here. Bun, I don't think anyone can count that high. Because, like, the only person from what I've seen that is more unbeatable because power of friendship than Luffy is Natsu from Dragon Tail. Or Dragon Tail. Dragon Tales. Fairy Tail. Where did I get Dragon from? Dragon Ball? Oh, wait, no. His last name is Dragoneel. That's right. Also, similarly to Battle Network 3, the way into the next area, at least numerically, is always indicated in the actual level design. Whenever you see a larger, thicker pathway, it's also a slightly different color, like the main pathway here is green. that will lead you into your next area. Numerically. I feel so limited, but I feel so much better. Yeah, Season 4 is nothing but filler. There's some cool moments in that filler. I can think of one moment when Tristan does something unbelievably badass that it's kind of surprising and then immediately gets forgotten. I know I want to keep my Zenny going strong right now. All right, Powies are back. They weren't called that in 2. I had to think about that for a second. Oh, getting a counter hit on them. Wait, no, I remember how to do it. I need to do it when they're on the way back down. That missed somehow. Right, I had Buster Shot set first. Getting a counter hit on the cannons in this game. Wait, no, I remember how you do it. That's right. Because the problem with cannons in BN1 was that you can move back and forth from them. You're meant to do that in this one. Ooh, Mark Cannon. I like Mark Cannon a lot. What it does, you have a cursor. You know what, I'll just show it off in battle. You have a cursor that goes across, swipes across the next areas all in order. And when it lands on an opponent, it'll hit them for 70. I will take copy damage and get rid of the L coding because L codings are awful. Especially in early game when you're going to get a lot more like A through E codes usually in one of BN games. Why did I feel like I got stuck there? Am I forgetting something? Wait for them to land. Oh, that feels good. Not. Oh, hey, got something glide. For some reason, I thought he turned the opposite direction. Trading chips? You mean the multiplayer exclusive mechanic? Oh, I can't go that way yet. Yeah, because the kitchen comp we need to head to is over here. Oh, joy. It is shocking to me how much more fun I'm already having. Maybe it's because it's the early game, and I'm just off of ranting about 4. But fuck, it feels so right. Do I already have enough Zenny to get an HP memory? Yes, I do. God, this might be the earliest you can get fucking custom sword in the series. That could be good early-ish. I'll take 1 HP memory, please. HP. Oh no, I want that green mystery data. Alright, here's sensor cannon. Whip, whip, boom. You do need to note, though, that when you use that, it always goes through the bottom of the first row in front of you, then the top of the second one, and then the bottom of the third one. So if you're trying to hit a specific enemy first, try and align them along that if you can. I forgot about the green mystery data already. Kyle, have 1 track mind. Ooh, already one of these. Assuming this is just going to be a bunch of Zenny this early on. Hell yeah. I've already recouped the costs. I want to say you're going to get Zenny a bit more commonly in this game from Green Mystery Data, at least early on. Always check the corners, because there's always Bloom Mystery Data. I don't remember these areas being this big. Buster Up, honestly, has very little reason to leave your library, especially in, like, the first 2/3 of the game, just because of how much it'll help you during fights where you're just out of luck, really. Is there not a Blue Mystery Data here? Huh. Alright, yeah. Errand's done. Oh, mail from Dad. Bring him to Scilab. Yo! We're getting to Scilab super early again this time around. I mean, I'm glad that the later half of the series kind of tended to do that more and more. Not even the latter half, more like latter 2/3, because you go to Scilab in, like, scenario 3 or 4 and 2, in 1 rather. Then you're like there, scenario 2. The scenario like 1.5 in 2, and scenario 1 technically in 3. 4 it doesn't exist, so that's a bit of a different scenario. Actually, I forget, is there anything I can jack into in the house that's not just my computer? I don't think so. I'm actually going to do something really quick. Because since this is all one playthrough this time around, I can get a surprisingly high amount of HP memories for once. What I'm about to do, because I care about this game this much, I'm actually going to have a document that tells me where things are. Got that one, for instance. Yeah, that's about all I need. HP memories and all that jazz. Documents. Alright, get everything back in the right order. Alright, we're good to go. Always check the doghouse. When in losing speech capabilities, cry. Because sometimes it's all you can do. That didn't go in the right order. Hmm. Hesitate a second. Too much hesitation. This should be a regular. Because I actually care about this game enough, getting good chips in as a regular chip is going to be a lot more useful this time around. Ooh, I'm also going to need to remember where the dark chips are. More on that later. One minor annoyance about Buster Up is that if you forget to press A first, you do lose out on that charge. So you need to place things correctly, I guess. Either way, this part of the game is pretty simple. You meet up with everyone, you gather them up because we're all going to Scilab for field trip. Also, this might be the only Mega Man Battle Network that's technically more than 3 sessions, partially because we're splitting this session up into 2 because of the split from 4. But also because I think 5 is just straight up the longest Battle Network. Just due to some mechanical differences between the two. Starter NPC dialogue is interesting as always. Actually, that does something, doesn't it? Yeah, that's right. There are some computers in the internet, because you access some of the generic computers through the internet this time around. There are some that the warps to which are completely turned off. The way you turn them on is by turning on their real-world equivalent. So I guess the eyes thing is now, I don't know what that is. Eh. It doesn't matter that much. I talked to Yai, right? Yes, I did. Just making sure. I've forgotten stupider things. Also, I love this version of the AC/DC theme. I like how Dex's room is the one that never really changes. Oh, hey, he has a model kit. You know what? My opinion of you just grew, Dex. Hello?
Hello?
Is that Saul coming back? Oh no, it's Gary.
Hello.
Hello. You
How are you?
are super quiet, so I'm gonna turn you up.
Oh. My computer mic is really sensitive, so I turned down the volume.
Yeah, just don't blow yourself up too much, because I turned you up to 200%.
Alright, I'm gonna turn it up real quick, so preemptively turn me down.
Alright.
Alright, this better?
Yeah, it is better, yes.
Alright, cool.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Nice.
I was thinking of getting Among Us, but I want to watch stuff so I actually know what I'm doing before going in.
I get you, I get you. Main reason I'm in here is that I was in here with them before the stream, and, well, now I'm streaming. Yeah, I should probably mention that I'm streaming, so... Well, watch what you say.
What you streaming?
Mega Man Battle Network 5.
Oh. Never played those.
Yeah, they're not for everyone. I like them a lot, but I'm also me.
I mainly play just 2D platformers.
I get you. I know some other people with that opinion. I can think of one particular Mega Man Let's Player who's like that.
2?
Clement. He hates Battle Network.
Oh.
Was a running joke for a while to the point where... did you ever see his 02 LP?
It's been a while.
No, his 04 LP, rather. When you go into the third to last stage, it wasn't the second to last one, the one where you're in the internet, he edits the jack in from Battle Network Launch just to talk about it.
Like, that's the teleporter station, I believe.
Yes, that one. And it's a joke that I actually reference in my own LP by jacking into a different Mega Man Battle Network game. Because Clement's a big inspiration for me. That's why I mostly do post commentary.
Has he ever played the ZX games? Haven't watched him in a while.
Yes, he did. He's done basically everything now outside of like Command Mission. I think is the only game he hasn't done yet that he said he might do. Wait, no, he also hasn't done Network Transmission.
Oh. That is a game that exists. I forget.
But yeah, like right now he's finally free from the Sonic and Mega Man curse because he's caught up on Mega Man. Sonic hasn't had a game yet that he hasn't done. Have you seen his newer undertaking?
No.
He's been doing it for like 2 years now, I think. He's doing every Final Fantasy game as like a big review. Clement remembers Final Fantasy, whatever the hell. I think he's currently moving on to 13.2. When he started that, I think 15 was relatively fresh in people's minds.
All right.
And yeah, they're in depth. He talks a lot about the games. Did I grab both of those?
Like, just also never been the biggest RPG person. Like, Chrono Trigger's the one exception.
Yeah, like
And
RPGs, I love them to death. I know Candy loves them to death too, but they're not for everyone.
And also Mario and Luigi.
Oh yeah, Mario and Luigi as well as Paper Mario if you like those, probably.
I have yet to play those. Probably should.
My thoughts on Paper Mario are mixed. Because my favorite's the one that people hated at first. And by that I mean Super
Paper Mario?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I love that game's narrative.
Like, the story's good, but like the gameplay is a departure.
Yeah, because it's a platformer with RPG elements like experience points and damage values.
Yeah.
And some really fun puzzle solving. But to me, Paper Mario was always just them trying to do Super Mario RPG 2 after the rights fell out.
Yeah.
So to me, like people say like the RPG of Paper Mario is the best RPG. Like they got good stories and mechanics, but Mario and Luigi's more interesting.
Like the gameplay of Mario and Luigi for me is what sells it.
Yeah, plus I like their sense of humor more.
Yeah, the sense of humor.
Well, at least the pre-Color Splash Paper Mario sense of humor, because Color Splash is really fucking funny. And from what I saw from Kickstream, the new one's pretty funny too.
Like I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion or anything, but like I prefer Paper Jam to Superstar Saga.
I never played Paper Jam. That's the one of those games I never got to play outside of the remakes. I've been trying to track down a physical copy.
I mean, I have fun with it, but that's mainly due to like the bros attacks and whatnot. Like, there's just more to the inputs. They're more zany. I kind of like that. They're more interesting to look at and do over and over again compared to Superstar Saga, where I just get kind of bored.
I get you. Like my favorite was never Superstar Saga. My favorite's been Probably Bowser's Head Story for the longest time.
My favorite is Dream Team, but I haven't gone back to it in a while. In fact, I kind of lost my 3DS that had it downloaded, and I can't access the thing
eShop anymore.
My old account. So I have to track down a physical copy now. And then there was Bowser's Inside Story that I had, but I lost out on my camping trip. So I'm very sad about that.
Ugh, that sucks. Ooh, mysterious car. My problem with Dream Team, I love that game's visual style. Going into all the Luigi Dream realms got a bit repetitive.
Yeah.
But
And
easily...
the early part of the game is such a slog.
Yeah, but I love the main battles. The boss fights are weird because if you're like one level below what they probably expect you to be, they take forever. But if you're on level, they're like super normal. It's so weird. Like I never really saw anyone else talk about that until I think Chugga was playing it on his own time. Like 2 years ago now, maybe.
It's been ages since I've played, so I can't say anything.
Alpha Dream going bankrupt may be my low point of the year thus far.
Oh, yeah. That hurt to hear.
I hope that at least their main staff got hired by Nintendo to work on other stuff, because they had a lot of great minds over there.
I want a Switch game, like a Switch Mario and Luigi.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
I would love to see them do another Mario RPG. I'd also like them to try RPGs with some of their other series, though. Like, I'd like to see their proper attempt at, like, a Zelda RPG, to see how they would make that work. Didn't have to be good, just to see how it works.
I wonder what a Metroid RPG would be like, but then again, probably not going to be my forte, compared to, like, the 2D platformers.
Yeah, with a Metroid RPG, you have the problem of... Do you go the Dragon Quest 1 route and just have it be one playable character the entire time? Or do you introduce party members? And
like
if so,
who would be crew?
Yeah, like what would you do for that? Like, you could do maybe like Adam Malkovich if you set it before Other M. Maybe if it's like Samus in her younger years in the... Actually, no, yeah, that's how you would probably do it. Make it Samus's early years in the Federation.
Oh. Yeah, that'd work.
Because then you could get Anthony in there and shit. But if you set it after that, like, what would you do? Like, AI Malkovich from Fusion as a party member as a robot or some shit?
Like,
there's ways.
I don't think she could access the... Like, we do need a Metroid 5, please.
Yes, please. Finish Prime 4 first, though, so we can at least have that game, exist.
Yeah. Yeah. God, it's such an interesting direction you can go in after Fusion, but they haven't done anything yet since 2002.
I'm convinced it's because they don't know how to make her seem like a complete total hero without making the people who are good guys in most other parts of the franchise also be complete villains. I'm convinced it's because they don't want to go into the completely moral gray territory like the... Retro tried to do that when they were developing Prime 3, because there was originally going to be bounties for you to hunt in that game. But Nintendo said no to that.
Of course.
And
I can't have the bounty hunter doing her job description.
I'm convinced it's because of the difference in culture between America and the US with what a bounty hunter is. Like, when we think bounty hunter, we think, like, Dog the Bounty Hunter, even though I don't watch that show, or Boba Fett. Whereas in Japan, it's more like, you're a person we hire to do very specific jobs, and you only work with us. Right? Yeah, it's kind of like a mercenary that works for one company. And the cultural disconnect just causes some problems with what we expect from the character. I love Metroid.
I mean, I do too. Like, I haven't played Prime, though. Like, I played every 2D game except for the original Metroid 2. But I feel like that's a fine skip.
Yeah, Metroid 2 original is not the best.
like especially when you have AM2R and Samus Returns.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't like Samus Returns, so I just usually go back to AM2R.
I'll go back to whichever version I feel more like playing at that point. AM2R is what I'm going for if I'm going for something that's more not fast paced, but definitely like deliberate in movement. Whereas if I'm going for something that's more like fusion and more action packed, I'm going to Samus Returns.
There's just so many little things that don't click with me in Samus Returns. Like it just like Metro 2 is already super linear, but then they add like all these different beam doors and whatnot,
Yeah.
and that just railroads it even harder.
That's why I passed like 2 hours in. I think I started looking at this less as like a pure Metroid 2 remake and more so, what if Metroid 2 was made by the Fusion devs? Because they share a lot in their structure, and I don't think there's a problem with that structure myself in terms of like a game. But for people looking for that de facto Super Metroid Prime Castlevania 2D Castlevania experience, it's not the best.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I came to Samus Returns after playing the ever-loving crap out of AM2R. Like, so, like, I was expecting it to be like, you know, like that. Instead, I got something completely different, and that probably soured my mood on it.
Yeah, with that said, I did find some of the internet's reaction to Samus Return when it got released really fucking gross. Where they were saying, this game shouldn't have existed, y'all canceled AM2R and that shit. I'm like, guys, calm down a little bit.
Yeah, no.
Because, like, I'm immediately thinking...
I think it was just literally a coincidence about that.
Yeah, like, they were definitely already working on probably the game by that point, because AM2R got shut down in, what was that, 2016?
2016, Samus Returns came out 17.
Yeah, that game was easily already in development by, like, probably mid-2015, late 2015.
Mm-hmm.
It was just an unfortunate timing thing. Like, I especially think of... I forget if it was Alvin Earthworm or someone else. I think it was Alvin Earthworm, the Super Mario Bros. Z guy. His reaction when Samus Returns got released was especially fucking nasty because of Nintendo shutting his shit down because his Patreon was directly saying, making Super Mario Bros. Z, which, not the best decision.
Not the wisest idea.
Oh, and yeah, to go back to the stream game real quick. Oh no, we got gassed and are put to sleep. Our father's been kidnapped. Dr. Regal's back. Oh no, plot! All right, back to Metroid. I love 5's plot, but sorry, I got it. I get absorbed into Metroid conversations. Not many of them around here.
Yeah.
Outside of me maybe preaching to Anthem about some shit.
Like, I used to be one of those people that's like, oh, and Metroid, I mean, fuck it, I can't speak. Nintendo had a lot of nerve shutting down AM2R.
Yeah.
And that was me back in like 2016, 17.
Yeah,
but,
I think I remember seeing that in here.
That nowadays.
Yeah, like I used to be very vitriolic about a lot of games. Like I used to be vitriolic about the game I'm playing right now. I used to hate 5 at Battle Network 5 when I was a kid because the deliberation missions we'll see later on honestly pissed me off with because I couldn't figure them out. But I've gotten older, and as I cooled down, I realized, no, this is great. Whereas I've reversed on some games in the opposite way. Like I used to, here's an unfortunate memory of me. I used to love Sonic Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh.
I think Heroes is mediocre now, and I hate Shadow the Hedgehog.
Like, I don't think there's many games where I've like gone from, oh, I like this to, oh, this is bad. Like, I don't have any games like that right now, I don't think.
A lot of it comes down to, I feel like, and if you don't have many of these, a lot of them comes down to games you just didn't understand why they were bad as a kid. Like, you didn't realize, well, this is clunky. Why is this like this? Oh, that's really hard to control. And you just cloud it with the good stuff.
Like when you were a kid, like you just have that mentality of like, oh, I just have to get used to it.
Yeah, or you're like, this is fine. Because either you're not used to better yet, or you just don't have the critical thinking to be like, hold on a second. not that kids are stupid. Kids can very clearly tell when they don't like something, but they're more willing to like worse things in a legitimate fashion.
Yeah, like they can tell when they don't like something, but they have a hard time putting it into words.
Yeah.
I think one of the only games that I don't actually like that is considered good by a lot of people is Sonic CD.
Yeah, that's a bit of a rough one for some people. Because I like some of it. I like half the levels in that game. I like the boss fights. I like the Japanese soundtrack.
Yeah,
but a lot of it's clunky.
I hate Wacky Workbench. I hate Metallic Madness. I hate Collision Chaos. Tidal Tempest is boring.
You know what's a weird thing I noticed, by the way, about Sonic Mania? You know how a lot of people complained about that game reusing stages? And yeah, it does reuse a lot, pretty shamelessly. I noticed something when looking at the stage layouts. There is one level from Sonic 1, 2 levels from Sonic 2, 2 levels from Sonic CD, which is a Sonic 1.5, 2.5, 3 from 3 and Knuckles, and 4 original zones. It's like they're saying, yeah, this is more of a Sonic 4 than Sonic 4, and they're right, but they shouldn't have to say it. I need to go back and replay Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2 at some point just to see if I have soured on it like a lot of other people have over the years.
Oh, like Sonic 4 Episode 1, I played the mobile version.
Oh, you played the iOS Android version? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I didn't hate it because, like, oh, this isn't too bad, but I figure if I go back to it now, it's probably going to suck.
The thing, because here's the thing with how fucking neurotic I can be for recording stuff for YouTube. I'm the kind of guy that would probably try to figure out BlueStacks and download a ROM of the iOS version or Android version, whichever one, just so I could show off the pinball level and the minecart level that are exclusive to those versions. I think that was...
The special stages, I remember being a pain in the ass for me, because like you have to physically tilt the entire screen.
Apparently in an update later on, they added the ability to just like rotate the screen with like 2 fingers and going in circles. But that wasn't it when I played the game, I swear.
No. Oh, another mobile game of a console game that I played is Mega Man X for iOS. Holy shit. Looking back on that now, how did I ever think that was good?
Good. How did you think that was good for 2 reasons? One, the touch controls just don't work, and I'm usually fine with like HD-ifying sprites if you do it right. That it looks like bad Flash animation. Not that Flash animation is inherently bad, but there's very low effort in that.
X's walk animation in that, it's like weirdly stuttery. Like it has a loop and then it cuts to another animation very strangely. Like it'll loop the animation, but like his mouth will open and then it'll close and it'll reopen again instantly.
Ugh.
It's strange.
Was that made by the crossover team?
I had no idea.
I'm glad Capcom seems to be in a good phase again.
Yeah.
Oh, Devil May Cry 5 was so good. Resident Evil's great again. Not that Resident Evil really ever got awful, but it definitely got weird.
Yeah, the Zero ZX collection, it like the input latency, like comparing that to like the X collection that I played recently. Okay, first of all, playing X1, it felt way better than iOS, but that's probably just due to having a fucking controller. So, first of all, that's an improvement. Second of all, the graphics, that's nice. Secondly, input latency, I didn't notice it, but that's just because I'm not super sensitive to that sort of thing.
Yeah, only when lag gets like super bad do I tend to notice it.
Like, I know it's there, but I don't feel it.
I'm not Gigaboots. I don't notice that stuff nearly as much.
Yeah, yeah. Like except for in Sigma Fortress 1 with the platform section.
Oh, fuck
Like
that
anytime I
save.
tried to do a dash jump, like it would eat my jump input.
That happens
Like
on
I
Super
literally-
Nintendo too.
Oh, it does? Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
because the frame drop there is ridiculous no matter what version you're playing. Because they're trying to process not only the weird flying enemies that laugh at you when they hit you, I can't remember the names of, but they're also trying to process the platforms, and if you're using it, either the charged rolling shield or chameleon sting. Which
Yeah,
that just
I-
slows down the game.
Huh.
Hey, come back here, coward! So yeah, Nebula in this game is a much more immediate threat because not only did they kidnap our dad, they've taken over the entire internet. We can't get further than AC/DC 2. So we need to go do something about that, but we can't get past that shield. But thankfully and coincidentally, Scilab itself is under attack, and we can't let that happen. Wink, 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 wink.
Alright.
I still need to go back and finish the Zero ZX collection because I played through 01 through 3 in like 2 days. And I haven't gone back for 04 or the ZX games besides just booting them up to see hear the voice acting in ZX Advent for one thing, in proper quality, which is weird.
The campiness. Oh my god.
Well, the campiness is still there, but it doesn't sound like they're coming out of 3 layers of
know.
AM radio.
But, like, oh god, like
And it
I
becomes
watched a J
very
Reviews thing on
apparent.
that. Like, had the side-by-side comparison. It's so crazy.
It becomes so apparent that that game uses the same voice cast as like X7, and I think some of Powered Up's voice actors are also in there when you do that.
Great.
Yeah,
Are you here to kill me?
it's so weird. And seeing the animated cutscenes in like proper source quality is fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Because like if you go back to even especially my ZX LP I did, it was probably 2 years ago now maybe. The animated cutscenes, not only they bit crunched to shit just for the DS, but also that was me expanding it from like gonna get give a rough estimate of my Desmume size on the old laptop. That's maybe. Actually, wait. I can just use Camtasia Studio's recorder to figure it out. That is approximately a. Yeah, that's about a 475 by 350 plus 365 size screen. So that for 1280 720 that got like double blown out.
Ugh.
It did not look good. Well, I mean, it was definitely legible, but like on the DS, it did not look good.
Mm-hmm.
I still do laugh though at the idea of why they did 04's ending the way they did.
Uh-huh.
Because they did want to end 0 at 03 and then move on to something else that continued the narrative.
I don't know what they would have done about Dr. Weil.
Yeah, like I'm assuming they were probably going to save him for like the villain of the thing after that, maybe. But Capcom said no, we want 04. And then they ended 04 the way they did just to be like, ha, now you can't make a 05. And then they did ZX. Interesting that they're trying to counteract
I do like
the
04's ending.
Hmm?
I like it.
Oh no, like I like 04's ending too. I think it's a real good ending for the character. But it's definitely a moment of they came up with this because they didn't want to make more games. Or at least Inafune didn't want to write more. Because the entire reason 01 starts the way it does now was because they made X6 happen. Yeah, X6, it's a game. I think.
There are many, many, many reviews on why that's not a good game.
Yeah. I still wonder if I should regret doing what I did with that LP.
My personal favorites are J Reviews and Metropolis Zone.
I don't think I'm too familiar with them.
Well, they're nice. J Reviews is good. I like him. I especially like his Zero Reviews. The ZX ones are don't feel like he tries as hard with those.
Yeah, that's one of the things that really pisses me off about looking back through some of my videos that I done over the years. Like, there's sometimes you can definitively tell that I'm not as interested in the game that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Let alone just, like, the early portions of the LP of me doing shit. Because fucking Castlevania 1 Part 2. Castlevania 1 Part 2, all I need to say. Hello, everyone. No, wait, no. I need to do it right. Hello, everyone, welcome back. Because I was recording on Bessie, the laptop I had at the time's external mic at the time, and it auto-adjusted into like 3 seconds into the commentary, and it blew out the audio, making it sound like an Atari 5200 voice sample box. No, wait, was that the one that twice? Oh, no, that was on the ColecoVision, I think. B-17 bomber.
Huh.
Either way, in order to get to the main area that we need to, save the world in over here, we need an employee signature. Thankfully, Dad left a piece of paper with his name on it. So now we can get into the main system, and the main gimmick of the first area is actually a reused one from earlier in the series, sort of. We have a very similar mechanic here to the one that we saw in the mainframe computer, about halfway into Battle Network 2. Where we're gonna need to solve word puzzles. But it's a lot more interestingly done, I feel, here. How's Kenny's stream doing? Yeah, they're doing good. They're doing good.
So, I've like how much do you play Terraria?
When 1.4 came out, I played it a lot back in the day, back in when I was in high school, to the point where I think at this point, especially now that we've done like 1.4 and with Anthem, Blue, Kick and I think the only trophy I still don't have, achievement rather, on Steam I still don't have, is the 300 Fishing Quest one, or whatever the fuck that number is.
I recently-ish, like maybe a month ago at most, started playing 1.4 because I got a PC and whatnot. So I like it. I haven't, for about maybe close to 24, 25 hours, I didn't make much progress at all and just was building.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
So, journey mode helps. But I keep the difficulty higher up because it just gets boring having combat at no difficulty at all.
I believe this is 7.6.
Like, I mostly just keep it for duplication and whatnot to save on grinding.
Oh, wait. I did this wrong. I forgot how to do the puzzle. You don't select a character outright for the puzzles here. You're moving the letters around to the point where they make the words you need. And that took me a second to remember.
Anyway, so, I played a lot of Terraria's mobile version in 1.2. I completely skipped over 1.3 because my computer broke down and it had to be hooked up to essentially life support 24/7, aka the charger. And even then, it only ran at 10 frames a second at best.
Yeah, that was my experience on Bessie after a while. Once it got to the point of 1.3, whichever update added the Moon Lord,
Yeah,
the
that's
game
one
would
way
just
to-
not run consistently anymore.
Yeah. This computer mostly runs it fine now. So that's nice. Currently, I am post mech bosses. I've not done Planetara yet. That's my progress report.
Anthem's very familiar with Plantera thanks to our playthrough. Motherfucker was farming that guy forever. We still need to go back to that second map we started. I forgot about that.
My house is so big to the point where mobs basically rarely ever spawn, like enemies, due to how many walls there are. But that also means anytime a blood moon happens, mobs don't care about your walls, so they will spawn inside the house and kill my NPCs.
Ugh.
Same thing with solar eclipses, but then they have the frickin' Mothrons, which don't care about your walls. They will fly through them. And the same thing with the wraiths and everything else that just ignores blocks and walls. It hurts.
It got funny when the others and I were playing because it got to the point of, after seeing the shit they were doing, I was sole builder. Because I build efficient while still aesthetically pleasing houses. Anthem scares me. Kick blows shit up. Blue just fishes, so he's fine.
Yeah, I have an entire little elevator it looks snazzy, I think. It looks fine. The house, it could use a little more renovations, like thickening the walls and whatnot, getting different materials besides just normal wood. Like I have the little rooms below the surface. I have them with the planked walls that you find in little gold chest rooms underground. I have that. So looks nicer. But other than that, it's not a whole lot. Like I mostly play in expert mode for difficulty.
We did beginner mode. No, what's the new mode they added in 1.4? Yeah, we played on Journey to get them into the game.
I play on Journey mode, but I have the difficulty slider to expert.
Yeah, like we didn't do that because I wanted to introduce them to the mechanics in a way that like made sense. Though.
Yeah.
Dog, cat, owl, rat. One does not belong. Well, that's owl because mammal. Not mammal, rather. I think the playthrough we started doing was on expert mode, but we never went back to finish that.
Like, master mode is neat because you get an extra accessory slot. Unfortunately, things do so much damage that I kind of just keep it down on expert. Because, like, I still get an extra accessory slot due to the wall of flesh item that you get.
Oh, it's so good.
Like, that 6th slot. It's very nice.
Mm-hmm. Fire hit 1Q. That could be useful later on. Alright, main
Also, so my arenas are kind of high up. So if I fly up too high, sometimes a wyvern will spawn in the middle of my boss fight.
Ugh.
So, like, just imagine needing to dodge a wyvern in the middle of the destroyer.
Ugh. Well, actually, no, Anthem would laugh at that because he eats wyverns for breakfast.
Well, like, the gear I have is very good at taking them down, like, in seconds. like namely like the Daedalus Stormbow with holy arrows. Like I heard they nerfed it, but it's still good. It's still really good.
Hold up, I need to look something up real quick.
Anyway, I bring Terraria up because I'm listening to like Calamity, the Calamity mod OST.
I never played that myself, but holy shit. They went hard on
I
that.
haven't looked into it much, but like just listening to like the different Scourge themes, like the Desert Scourge and the Water Scourge, those, they sound nice. They sound real nice.
With that said, their HP value is definitely getting a little bit on the side of yikes.
Like there is one item that I've seen, which is the Murasama, and essentially, if you spam click the button, things die in seconds, even the end game bosses.
Ugh. That's busted.
So, like, are you like familiar with the Zenith in 1.4?
Yeah, but that was our final goal after Moonlord was getting everyone
It
to
kills
Zenith.
faster than that.
Jesus. How do you do that?
I don't know, but you do have to be closer.
Yeah, so you run the risk of danger. All right. What part of your body can make?
But like,
you...
I think it just burns things down so fast that if you have high enough defense, you can tank through it and kill. I'll DM you the video about it.
Sensor cannon. Sensor cannon's real good for early game, partially just due to its coverage. Alright.
I have DM.
I believe the answer to this is hips, toes, and arms. Alright, let's take a look at this. How have we never DM'd each other before? What the fuck?
I don't know.
We've only been on the server together for years.
Like, I think at least 4.
Yeah. I mean, sure, I only became, like, super active as a mod, like, getting close to maybe 2 years ago now. Before that, I was just kind of the guy who was there because I'm an old friend of Kenny's.
Like it's damage per second goes over like 10 million on 3 targets.
Alright, let's take a look at this. Oh, what the fuck is that anime bullshit? Oh, God, if you can... If there's a way to, like, use, like, a third-party program to map your scroll wheel to click,
Oh, no.
and you get one of those that, like, you can release the valve on or whatever the hell to just make it go like some compressed air, you are a murderer. Yeah, the puzzles in this area used to give me a lot of trouble when I was a kid just because I didn't understand cultural references. Especially the one that's like, what's a party you hop with to make music? My brain was like, feet? My brain didn't immediately go hip-hop.
We really never friended each other. Holy shit.
Yeah, holy shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Lord.
like I friended someone else in the server today because Alex, Ridian, and I started getting along about like tokusatsu stuff.
Yeah.
But what the how did we never... Jesus.
I don't.
Also, cactus balls, pretty simple enemies, new for the series. They'll roll their head at you. With that said, it's kind of their demise. Full energy. All right, getting close to the end of the area because that's the end of it over there on the east.
So fair and balanced.
Was spreaders chip code EFG for this game? Ooh, that's real good. Green mystery data over here, I'm assuming. Nothing. Oh, a battle.
Oh shit, I've ran out of topics.
Mood. Oh, I feel so good to be playing 5. Jesus Christ. For context, Gary, my first stream game was Battle Network 2. Love the game. Has some problems towards endgame, but still solid. Then it was 3. Has some structural problems, but still solid. I just finished 4 today. And 4 has always been my least favorite.
Yeah.
But my soul was drained by the end of the second stream. Like, I think the last hour and a half, I was basically holding down the fast forward key, just trying to get it over with.
Oh god.
Like, it's bad stream etiquette, but at the same time, like, I don't care.
Oh, there's an idea. Have you ever played Ori? Ori in the Blind Forest?
I did play the first one earlier this year, actually. I thought it was real solid.
As did I. The prettiest game I've ever played.
Definitely.
I like it a lot. The controls are very fluid. I'm gonna play Will of the Wisp tomorrow.
I still need to purchase that for myself at some point. I thought it looked real nice.
I've heard it's a lot like Hollow Knight, which is my favorite game.
My problem with Ori lies in the fact that they get the exploration angle down completely right for Metroid.
The combat is so bare bones.
Yeah, like there's nothing in the combat. Like, I'll be real, outside of Castlevania, the most recent Metroidvania I feel hits both of those itches just right and hits the scale of the game just right. Because even though I never finished Hollow Knight, my problem with it is that game is fucking huge.
Oh yeah, it is. Like, I'm replaying it and taking my time, but like, you know, not like overly. And I'm almost 10 hours in. It's very long.
I'm not sure if you've heard of the game, but Time Spinner.
No.
It was a more recent-ish Metroidvania. It's more so inspired by Symphony of the Night. In fact, in terms of level structure, it's damn near identical, I would argue. Because once you get into the castle, you're like, oh, well, here's the castle keep. Here's the long library, things of that nature. But it's so solid that I don't give a shit. Like, it's so fun. Also, there's side quests, which is weird. But I like them. Give the relatively small cast some actual character. All right, let's see who's behind area number 1. No one. But that said, who shows up here depends on your version. Because this guy totally doesn't look like the title screen at all. This is Colonel. If you're playing Team Proto Man, it's Proto Man.
Colonel from X4?
Yep. Starting from network transmission, they started to work a little bit of X in. And by that, I mean kernels in 5 and 6.
Network transmission has 0.exe, I believe?
Yes, and 6 has Iris. All right, Colonel's whole thing is long-range sword combat. He'll do various strikes along the floor, sometimes V-shaped, sometimes just straight-up lines. Depends on where you are, really. Whereas Proto Man prefers the up-close and personal. Also, Colonel just has a fucking gun. His neutral special, even.
No, Colonel looks fucking sick.
Yeah, this is easily my favorite design out of like the latter half of the series. So cool. With
Yeah,
that said, I still can't see him without my brain translating his voice to, "What do you think you're doing?"
Never.
Come on, come to the front row. You just don't want to obey me. For that, you will perish. No, that said, it's still like the first version of a boss fight in early game, so we do not have a folder built for taking down bosses quickly. I'll have a way for that later. Team Colonel exclusive way at that now I think about it. Why'd I do a +10 to area grab? Like, Sometimes my brain don't do a think. All right. We're good. We've won. But we're alive. And so is he. Well, congratulations. Nearly killing us was a test. Thanks. All right, so now we can head to this room back here. I think you tried to enter beforehand. Nothing would have happened. Meet Colonel's net operator. This is Beryl. Obviously, if you're playing Team Proto Man, this is Chod. There's a lot of reasons. I think both versions have pros and cons in this game's case compared to like BN3, 4, or 6. Early game Chod makes more sense. No, mid to late game I feel Chod makes more sense here. But early and super late game I like Beryl more. Because in order to counter Nebula, conquering the internet more or less, the government is forming a team of elite net navies and their net ops to defeat Nebula. We've been recruited. Yeah, it's pretty sudden to throw on a... I think he would still be 11 at this point. I think lands 12 by the end of the series. Maybe 13. Because there's no fucking way all 6 games happen over the course of a year. Or even 2 years. 1 through 3 are definitely across like 4 or 5 months. Welcome to Colonel's Anti-Nebula Corps. Or as I like to call it, Kank. I think it is Proto Man. I think it is substitute his name with Proto Man there. So Pank or Pancake, as I like to call it.
Or just looking at the Battle Network 5 art, the European box art. Good lord.
Oh, dude, the European box arts for Mega Man starting from like 2002 are awful.
Have you seen 03?
Yeah, ugh. Have you seen the Zero Series title screen in Europe? It's completely different.
Zero's eyes are looking in 2 different directions.
Mega Man in Europe's box art is the revenge of the US for getting like the American eco box art, practically.
So YouTube, like the YouTube gaming, the icon they have for Mega Man 03 is the European box art. I don't know why.
Well, I'm suddenly very glad I've only recently started adding the game into the category on my LPs.
Why can't it be the Japanese box art?
Or the US box art, both of which were solid.
The US box art would have been fine, but no, it's got to be the European one.
Maybe it's because it's the one that came out last and therefore is technically the most recent?
But it's bad. Hold on, let me check what.
Actually, now you have me curious.
Is.
I'm not going to change the category, but Mega Man 03. Damn it, 03 on Twitch doesn't have box art. Bless you. I think.
God damn, I was that far away. Like, I stepped really far away.
Well, like with most days, time to go to bed and take a save. Honestly, it's still one of my favorite ways to do like a chapter transition. Though usually they fade the music. That's new.
Okay, so for Mega Man X7, the icon they have for the gaming is the American box art.
That's relatively fine. It's bland, but
Yeah.
that's what box art was around then sometimes.
Yeah. But it's not the European one, so I don't know why they did that to 03.
Maybe it's because it's famous.
Oh, good lord.
But now we're gonna go into the secondary mechanic of Battle Network 5, which is exclusive to it that 6 made a follow-up to, sort of? Liberation missions. Essentially, when we liberate parts of the internet from Nebula, Lan is in not only in control of Mega Man, but whoever's navis have joined us along the way. And this is where the game goes from being just 4 but better in a lot of ways to being holy shit. Because the mechanics we're about to see, some people hate them, some people love them. But you can't deny, for this series, they are surprisingly in-depth.
Alright, so...
Oh boy.
Wasn't joking.
What?
I wasn't joking. I don't know why they did this.
Did I finish my tea?
Man.
Yes, I did, sad face. No. Alright, Buster ranks, what I think. You know what's the weird thing about the European 03 box right now that I'm looking at it? Very loosely based off a piece of concept art. That's like part of the DS collection. 'Cause I know I see that in like the... Oh, what the fuck's it called? I can't remember the name of it. Also, I can't believe I didn't even notice this. New thing to the series, they now display what area you're in on the bottom right of the screen, rather than just in the pause screen. Doesn't do much, but I'm at least glad they did that in case you're lost, maybe. Alright, come here, come over here. I won't bite. I'll slice. Go slicer. Quake 1 could be useful at this point, but the P code is just so hard to folder around right now. S and early A through like E codes are what you're gonna be using a lot in early game. Right, gonna save here because we're getting into the in-depth.
So,
Also, the way they
I don't know.
railroad. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I don't know if I made a poll one time between which intro stage theme of the Zero series is the best. I don't know if you voted on that between the X1 Zero theme or Departure, Breakout, or Caravan.
Departure.
Yeah,
There's no context. Like, while I Zero 2 is actively my least favorite Zero game, it has the best intro and credits theme.
Yes.
Both
Well,
of those
sort
songs
of.
are fantastic.
So the official remasters, I think 02 has the best one, and 03 has the best in-game.
Rue, why
But,
do you two
if I
bundle?
if I had to pick between one, it'd probably be Departure.
Also, the way they railroad you in this game is that usually, before you find a liberation mission, There's a blockade in the way that you can't destroy until you get the new party member. Also, they do make sure that minor things. When you're in the Liberation mission, you can only save with certain characters, and you can't actually edit your chip folder, so make sure you're satisfied with what you got. I am. Oh, I'm about to hear one of the best songs. Ooh, yes. Liberation missions, your goal is to get to the boss at the end of it. In this case, I believe it's Blizzard Man from Mega Man 6. Yes, it is. But on the way along the pathway to him is dark panels that we need to liberate. There are special commands you can use to liberate them, or you can just go into a straight-up liberation battle, which... The way I like to look at these is if Fire Emblem maps had battle mechanics mid-battle of Battle Network. Sounds weird, but in execution this is excellent. There is a minimum phase requirement, well not minimum phase requirement, but recommendation for better rewards. I believe you can usually finish it in 1 under, which is my goal. And also, don't liberate this panel. Liberate this panel, because the more dark panels that are directly around you while you're doing a liberation, the harder that fight will be. Liberation missions also have a bit of an extra quirk. You only have 3 turns to win. The moment your custom gauge is filled, you're on to the next turn no matter what. So you need to be careful. Also, you can occasionally get double-side pincer attacks, but those are generally rare. Well, this isn't a brilliant startup, but I'll deal with it. Oh, wait, no, I got an idea. Because you're also definitely going to want to try and do a turn 1 liberate, because when that happens, more than just the tile you attacked will actively disappear. At least it'll also affect ones directly touching it. Next up is dark holes. These are what spawn major viruses in the liberation missions, such as that big doggy there. The big dogs and other things are essentially mini-bosses with their HP counts for the point in the game you're at. But if you destroy the dark hole that spawned them, they disappear. Yeah, Colonel is the only character you can save with in Liberation missions. Proto-Man and Proto-Man, stuff of that nature, really. Playing as Colonel's a bit different, because party members have their own chip. In this case, the Colonel Cannon. I'll just take that and that. Colonel Cannon, big explosion. Charge shot's a bit different. It's 2 squares ahead of you, and it's a the V attack from the boss fight, essentially. And it's so different to play as each of these characters, but it's so fun. Also, whenever you destroy a panel that has a a dark panel that has another panel on top of it like that, it's an item. Sometimes it's Zenny, sometimes it's a battle chip, sometimes it's HP restoration, sometimes it's even more order points to do more special attacks. Whenever it hits the Darkloid phase, that's when the boss themselves will do an attack if you're near them, and these enemies will also move. Damn, I had a potential for turn 1 there. That would have been good, at least, for getting rid of this extra dark panel to my left and right, so this is going to be a harder dark hole, but oh well. Also, notably, this is the longest Battle Network game even in speedruns, so this thing's meaty. Alright, here's our first pincer attack. I press L and R mid-battle to turn around. I'm assuming that's almost entirely why they came up with the system they did for Liberation missions, having the thing. My brain is not wording. Oh, that's gonna take some more time to get used to. That got a little bit close. But we liberated all those panels, and we'll automatically get that item there, too.
I'm probably just gonna head out. I've ran out of things to talk about.
Alright. Have a good night, man.
And you too. Good luck with Let's Playing.
Sure thing.
Sound like you're doing good.
You too, man. Alright, so order points are used for each Navi's particular ability. In this case, Mega Man's is Longsword, which allows you to liberate the two panels in a row next to each other. I forget what Screen Divide does with Colonel, I'll be real. I want to say it's like a wide sword, but I might be thinking of Proto Man himself. You can also use the pass option in battle to just completely pass a turn for that character, which will then let you regenerate some health. Game overs in Liberation missions are only gotten if every character is knocked out at once. And even then, characters recover after about 3 turns. So there's always a way around it. Alright. Yeah, it's wide sword. Would I rather spend my time over here? I'll focus on this for now. And then go back there later if I need to. Not gonna be turn 1, but this is definitely a victor, right? Can't do the explosion off a character because Colonel Cannon, it does 80 damage straight up, but it'll do 80 damage to the entire back row if it misses everything. Ooh, another Buster up. I'd recommend usually saving at the start of every turn, but sometimes you can just get a bit more risky than others. Or I could just get a turn and liberate. Hell yeah. Plan out accordingly. Virus battles in Liberation missions are sometimes set, sometimes not. Depends on what panels are around you and what's in it. Like, usually dark holes are relatively set in stone. Like, you're going to be fighting a mini-boss. Sometimes less so. It depends, really. I would be bummed that I didn't get a turn 1 liberate, but that doesn't matter for dark holes nearly as much. Alright, so I'm going to do something very particular on this turn. I'm going to have Colonel go for a wide sword right here to liberate these 3 panels. Then I'm going to have Mega Man go backwards, I believe. Actually, what turn are we on? How do I look at the map? There we go. Alright, phase 5. Yeah, I'm going to go with my plan. Because I want to finish this on... Oh, maybe I can't... Oh no, sometimes it does do turn 1 liberates to panels that aren't around you. You know what, I'm actually going to look at a walkthrough real quick, just to see what the rewards are for doing it in certain cases. No, I want to do this now. Because if you finish over the recommended phase counts, you get Zenny. If you do it beneath on the phase count, like if I do it next phase or the on point, I'll get Blizzard Man's active battle chip, because that's how you get the Dark Lord chips. You do their liberation mission again and again. But if I do it this phase, I'll get Blizzard Man SP, which, given that's coded B, is super good early. Yeah, hey, quick play. Yeah, 5 already. We finished up 4 earlier tonight, so I just figured let's move right into 5. You did miss Tuesday's stream and, well, the first half of this stream, because the first 2 hours of this stream were the ending of 4. Hope you're doing alright tonight. Oh, I might not be getting Blizzard Man SP with this kind of layout. Ooh, I am not used to your pattern at all. Blizzard Man's big thing is that he likes to roll in a ball at you if you're not careful, and that can cause some problems, given that he'll also roll balls at you. But if you just stay on top of things by keeping his area small and using things like sensor cannon, yeah, it's great. Oculus Quest, nice. VR looks real cool. I just don't think I could really get into it myself because here's a fun little thing about me. I am super easily made motion sick. Alright, we're going into phase 6. Oh, right! They also recovered like half their health every turn. Fun. You know what? I'm actually going to use this then. And here comes some save state abuse, because here's the thing about these panels. Bonus panels are free liberations. You get to do these every turn. And you get a couple things. The hearts are health. The points are order points. I forget what... I think the green one's like boost your power or some shit. I usually want the battle chip. No. Oh, wait, no. Major hit does major damage to the nearest enemy. That's not major damage. Yeah, Beat Saber especially looks real cool. I'll be real as well. Oh, it's one face invincibility. I forget. Does this persist into the battle? If it does, that's fucking ridiculous. Yes, it does. Fuck yeah. What was the game that was like revealed today? Shit. There was a game revealed that like that ONL thing that looked real cool. Oh boy. Blizzard Man, your time has come. Not 7 Max. So the 7 Max coming back is really fucking cool. Oh, you know what? It was the Medal of Honor game. That was a real good trailer. I'm not a Medal of Honor fan, but that looked real good. Target 7, actual 6. You can see easily how you could do that in 6 just based on, or 5 based off my playthrough there. And now we got Blizzard Man B. I actually might redo the liberation missions off stream each time, just to get their SP chip. Because at least for, like, Blizzard Man, that's the only way I believe you can get Blizzard Man chips. Oh, hey, look, they're actually giving him some fucking screen time this time around. Oh, Liberation Missions? Yeah, that's the Mega Man 5, Battle Network 5 mechanic, where in order to free the net from Nebula's control, you actively go into some weird little Fire Emblem things where you need to use each character's own unique abilities and try to get his liberate each panel in such a way to make a quick path to the boss fight as fast as you can. It looks really clunky, and as a kid I hated it, but the older I've gotten, the more I've realized it's surprisingly cool. But yeah, Dr. Regal definitely got a fucking upgrade between games. Basically did nothing in 4. But yeah, here he is. Also, in terms of stuff you missed plot-wise, quick play, our dad has been kidnapped, as have Gutsman, Roll, and Glide. I completely glossed over that fact. So, things are pretty dire right now for us. Yeah, Liberation's real fun. They kind of did a follow-up to it in 6 with the soul weapons thing. That only happens, like, twice in the main plot, maybe 3 times. And, like, maybe once or twice more in post-game. Maybe an extra time in the Japanese post-game. I can't quite recall, because 6's post-game is weird. Still, everyone's justifiably bummed. So, I guess we're just gonna go on vacation together. Yeah! Oh, and also, despite us working with Beryl, we can't tell the others about us doing this because we'll put them in danger. Secret identity shenanigans. Wink. Actually, I'm curious. What battle chip? Yeah, because the question mark panels, the bonus panels. HP recovery recovers HP to max. 5 order points. 1 phase invincibility. Damages the closest enemy. Or the Boomer V battle chip. I forget that's even part of a program advance this time around. I think it is, so that might be worth it. Not to my taste. God, I love this song. I love BN5's AC/DC. This is probably the soonest, actually, now that I think about it, that we're thrown into the Save the World plot in the entire franchise. Because BN1, you're not really thinking about saving the world until endgame. BN2, you get hints in the last third. Now, you see, that's smart. You know what? Actually, there might be a reason for that. They might not be able to do that because only, I think, barring land, like late Navicust stuff, I think only Dr. Hikari knows how to completely alter Mega Man because he's a unique new Navi and all that. Oh boy, we're cops now, so we have to fucking patrol. But yeah, this is easily the soonest we're thrown into the Save the World plot line for the series. Because even 6, you don't really get onto that until the first time you see the Cyber Beasts, and that's not until maybe 2 scenarios in. Now, we have to patrol, but at this point is the first point in the game where I believe we can get the banner items to make shortcuts to Land's PC. Only, like, Yai's would be really useful, I think, because I think hers is the one in the last area. But a quick play, you missed a complete fucking turnaround, dude. Because last stream in particular on Tuesday, BN4 started draining my soul because I was just getting so not bored, but sort of bored. I don't know exactly how to describe it. Oh, yeah, that's a thing. And the moment I booted up 5 and like the music started, I was just saved. The reason it might say, by the way, because I forget to mention this, that I've been live for only about 2 hours instead of the usual 4, is because for archiving reasons, I do upload these. Yeah, mentally drained is probably the best way to put it. For archive reasons, I do upload these streams after the game's done to my YouTube channel. I think you may have seen like the first parts of BN 2, 3, and Artanel could go up when the rest of the games are in their playlist. I didn't want to have to put like they'll edit the first half of this into 2 parts, so I just quickly stopped and restarted stream. Barely like took 10 seconds. I believe at this point, actually, no, I gotta look something up real quick. Because there's one, I'm definitely going to want to have these 10 things, but I forget where they are. Oh, that's how I do that. Tasty. Because at this point in the game, you can head back to... you know what? No, I might as well show it. Because it allows me to actually explain how they changed that mechanic in 5 from 4. Head back to Scilab again. Thank God for being... They even made the menus faster. Because in 4, you had to click the area you saw land walk over. Now you're just there. Oh, it's so fucking good. Because this guy will give us a chip for 500. Sure. Dark Sword. This is our first dark chip. As noted here. Dark chips in this game are treated more like mega class chips than you only get these if you've taken a certain amount of hits in a certain amount of time and a certain amount of damage like they were in 4 or if you're in Dark Karma. With that said, they still have the stipulations of losing 1 health permanently if you use them. There is technically a secondary element to that we'll probably see next stream if I had to estimate. But dark chips in this game are things I actively consider using due to that secondary thing. Plus, like 400 damage for like a life sword size thing, fucking fantastic. Yes, please. Not going to use it. Especially considering this is just generally more useful in Team Proto-Man than Team Colonel. But, oh, it's so nice. Once I get a certain thing, I hope I'll get that particular thing next stream. You'll see, just, it's so ridiculously powerful. Click down onto my right tab. Here we are. No, now here we are. Now, they say we have to head to the AC/DC area in patrol, and that's technically true. But we actively only need to head to, like, AC/DC Area 3, I think. The place where we actively, did the Liberation mission. Wait, hold up a second. Are they still playing Among Us up there?
Bill. There's no way someone would pass through like that. Because I thought it was like out in the open enough where if someone went through the hallway, they would notice Quill first instead of going upwards.
You guys still playing Among Us? Oh, wait.
I'm still kind of upset with myself that I allowed Jay the opportunity to kill me when I had the ability to just go around the office. Because I was sus of him. I totally should have just gone to the emergency meeting button.
So I'm assuming Among Us is done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi.
This is post game scoreboard that we're talking about right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically.
So it went well for you guys.
A lot of why did you do this and why did you do that? But it's
Isn't that
fine.
just every session of Among Us though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
It's like playing Smash with me. Like, Kyle, why are you like this? And then I just laugh because it causes chaos.
Kick that time that you press the button. Why?
What, at the very beginning? Well,
I know you gave
I
the
presented my
explanation.
explanation.
I know you gave the explanation, but like.
Okay, but to be honest, I wasn't expecting everybody to just vote me out, like, because of that. Like, that's the one thing I wasn't expecting. Like, I
Nobody
was
liked
expecting...
It's always what you least expect.
Yep.
Nobody liked that.
No. I hope you learned your
Nobody
lesson.
liked that.
Now, I'm not really gonna do that anymore.
It's a bit loud in there, so I'm probably gonna wait until things calm down a bit before I'm actively talking. Just deafen for a little bit. Ah. God, Kenny's been live for 6 hours. That's very unusual. But yeah, like the contrast from me playing 4 and finishing off today, even to just this 2 hours I'm doing or so of 5. Quick play, I gained life. It's like seeing a corpse revive. Oh my god, it's totally spreader DEF. Yes? Hyperburst this early? Fuck yes. With that said, we still have to deal with the Mega Man Battle Network 3 early games of you're doing 10 down to their charge shots for a while because we don't have Navi Cust yet. I don't think we get that until after the next scenario. Oh, wait, no, Battle Network 5 was the one that introduced the female Navi NPC look. I thought that was 6. Yeah, here's the thing. I'll give it this. 4's soundtrack ends on some high notes. The Meteor Comp final area, great song. The final boss theme, short and repetitive, but threatening. The credits theme, pretty good. Everything else? Did I just hear a Discord leave sound? Yes, I did. Blue went to bed, probably. But just, like, 5 between the music and the mechanics not feeling as slow and clunky. I'm alive. Helps that 5... do I want to say 5 was my favorite soundtrack? It's either 5 or 6. Oh, but I also really love 2, as I brought up during that entire stream series. Gib. Alright, get rid of this extraneous cannon. What would I rather have? Don't need this many swords. I'll keep the wide swords in at least, but oh yeah, it's all coming together. Now, when we get to ACDC Area 3, you'll notice things are also a little bit different. Because whenever you're in a liberation mission area... Just run away from that because I can at this point. Because the other thing about Battle Network 5, it's the only game you can double your HP count by the time you get to even the first boss fight. Whenever you're in a liberation mission area, the patterns of the areas are notably different because they go for the panel look more so than anything else. And there's also Golden Mr. Progs. They are what allow you to redo the liberation missions in the area you're in. This is in the case you want to get the other battle chip of the boss fight and things of that nature, which I will be doing in between streams. Probably actually right after our end stream, I'll come back and do that for Blizzard Man SP and put that in my folder. What would I rather? Yeah, I know this bit me in the ass during that one part early on in 4. But who needs healing? Right. Ooh, I should get the map up just so I don't miss anything here. Ooh, inbox. Your chip would not be that useful at this point, but still, I'd like to kill you. Yes, you are a boss fight, Bun Bun. Sure thing, Bun Bun. Alright, no, I need to look something up, actually. All right. I forgot that's how they handled it in this game. So here's a fun little thing. The V2 versions of Navis are usually, or at least out of the Liberation boss Navis, are only fought, I think, through plot. And if I get either, I forget if I need to actually beat that fight or get Blizzard Man SP or even beat the game. Blizzard Man V3 is fought like right here. Well, the weird. Okay, I forget. Blizzard Man, how do you work? I'm gonna get you in line. Oh, that's good. Straight up attack that pierces enemies and does like 80 damage? Hell yeah. Continuing the trend of early game bosses being really good as a Navi chip. I like. It feels so good to be getting good Zenny too. Ugh. I'm alive. It's not a boulder! It's a rock! I can't use swords on these guys. That sucks. God, I'm getting so many Mark Cannon S's. I ain't minding. Because that's a real good chip, especially for early on. And if I can get more of those, that's great chip trader fodder. Well, shit, there goes my counter hitting that. Got it. Back? Okay. Actually, I forget. Will this work the way I think it will? It did! Mark Cannon works. No, it doesn't do anything. What it usually is people buffering an attack just in case an opportunity doesn't open for the chip immediately. Or they're just like me and their instinct is to always hold B in a Mega Man game to charge their shot. It's not important, either way, is the point here. It's good, not important. I think the big thing comes down to as well if you're playing the games on controller like I am or on keyboard. Because on keyboard, especially laptop keyboards where like you can't hold a certain amount of keys on the same row at the same time, you're not going to be able to be like, alright, I'll charge my beam and also prepare a battle chip. You're going to want to prioritize one or the other because you have so many fewer keys to work with at once. HP memory, X that off my list. Because I do actually have a list of HP memories and all that for this game because Oh, yeah. God, I'll be real, when I played Star Force for the first time so many years ago, how that game handled charging messed with my head so much. Also, EX viruses are back in this game. We won't be seeing level 2 or 3 in the mainstreams, but I don't mind that as much in 5, for a couple reasons. One, there's more virus variation to begin with. Plus, the Liberation missions go a long way to add enough variety to the game where you don't mind the lack of V2, V3s. The way this game handles its V2 and V3 viruses instead is post-game still, of course. But what it does is there are 3 Liberation missions in the post-game that are much larger than any of the others. And when you beat them, you gain access to a portal to go further into the post-game area. And when you complete those areas, or when you go in when you open the portal, it levels up the viruses in the world around you. So say you open the first portal in the first post-game area, I think it's called the Nebula area from memory. That'll power up all the viruses in the world to level 2. Yes, you still have to go out of your way to grind for the chips for program advances and for the library in general at that point, especially in a game with how many chips in the library? 180, I think like 60, 12, 10, and 40? And then like 30 secret chips if you do crossover or crossplay. But in this game, it just feels better paced out, so I don't mind it nearly as much as I did in 4 with how much I hated the EX viruses in that game. With that said, thankfully, Battle Network 2, or 6, dropped the concept period. So in that game, when I get to streaming that, probably in about 3 weeks, I'll be just dealing with Metar tubes. And that's a lot more interesting. Still, with our investigation done, yeah, Battle Network 4, despite it being the one that requires you to play 3 times for 100%, is honestly probably the shortest game if you're just playing it straight through. Because, especially if you skip cutscenes, some of the scenarios you can get are like, step 1, step 2, you're done. Got an email. Oh, the Dex code. Thanks for that, buddy. I believe... yes, at this point I can do that. We're about to head off to our vacation, but I believe at this point I can go and get the Dex banner. Not that I want to be shortcutting the Dex, because I don't think his is in that area. God, that feels right. Oh, well, someone just went live. I'm going to take a guess and say Auntie's in call based off that? Oh, no, Kenny's live.
I have like uber shit for this point of the game because I decided to do the trial mode and cheese the shit. Like, I played this game how it's supposed to be played, so I'm deciding to see how much I can break it at the beginning. Everyone's at level 90, and I'm like 4 hours into the game. It's a great feature.
I have a very strong feeling I know what you're
Holy shit, wait, how did you manage to get your characters up so high?
Oh my god.
You said the demo?
Quick play, no, I do not have a bot for that, but if you're on desktop rather than mobile, you can go down to the panels below and click on the Discord image, and it'll take you right to the link. If you don't, if you're not, just tell me, because I can just probably copy paste the link myself. Because that's relatively easy to do. Bots are something I want to work on getting. I just haven't yet. You know what? I'll just copy and paste it. There you go. Turning into Scottish. Welcome to the turkey yard. There's not much in there in the moment besides just some of my mods and friends, but it'll grow, as communities do. Who are you looking for? Oh. Oh, my favorite RPG trope. Person A looking for person B that's about 15 meters behind them. Popularized in Twilight Princess. Not really, it's popularized in just about every major RPG I can think of. I think even 7 had it. Oh, I think it did. Still, it's time for our vacation. Time to go elsewhere. Another way to get around Discord mobile browser? Nice, nice. So where are we going on vacation? The deserted Isle of... I think they want to call it Oran in this game, but my brain just reads it as Orin, as in Orin berries from Pokemon, because, me. It was once a mining town, but now it's closed down and the island's deserted, so it's a perfect deserted island for a rich girl and her 3 friends to have a party on without chaperoning, which feels like it's a bit dangerous, but American versus fake Japan in the Pacific. 2 hours away. No, I'm reading too deeply into where that could be. Also, I do like how Yai's boat is so drenched in her family that it has her face on it and her name. So in a way, this entire scenario, which we're going to be calling it quits for the stream during, just because we're that late into the stream right now, is sort of a revisit to the Okuden Valley camping trip in BN2, only without nearly as much backtracking to get to some of the areas. Way to fuck, no it's not. Because the mines. Oh, Jesus. And you don't need to go to the mines nearly as much as you do. I guess if you want to get all the Mr. Famous chips later on. I am conflicted now, because this is very much Okuden. Holy shit. Oh, Lan, it's incredibly silly. Actually, I'm going to look at the walkthrough really quick just to figure out how far I am away from a certain scene. If I'm more than like 10 minutes away, I'm going to wait. No, Mr. Famous is just the net op. He's the guy who net opt Gate Man in 2, Punk in 3, Kendo Man in 4, and Grid Man in this game. Also, there's like 3 Navis that aren't, well, no, 4 Navis that don't have, 5 that don't have man or woman at the end of their name, because Base, Zero, Roll, Medi in Team Proto Man, and Colonel. Feel like, oh no, 6, because Ring from Battleship Challenge, the Ring Man adaptation. Alright, so now we can explore, but you can also just straight up go into the Orin area, I think? Oh, no, I can't. Oh no, we're definitely showing this, before we end. Because Dex knows just the technique for changing into a suit. The forbidden art of suit changing. Houdini of the beach! It's a forbidden art passed down. Remove pants. Wear suit over underpants. Remove underpants out from under suit. This way you can change without ever being naked. But it is extraordinarily risky, because there is a high chance of ripping at least one of the 3 garments worn, especially the underpants. This is incredibly childish, but I won't lie, it makes me laugh still just because of how fucking serious Dex and Lan take this shit. It's like, this is gonna be a weird time for me to reference this movie. Movie 43, the really bad, really, really bad, short-based comedy film from, like, when did that movie come out? 2008, I think? There's a sketch in it where Kieran Culkin, 2013, oh wow, it's a lot more recent than I remember, where Kieran Culkin and Emma Stone, I don't even know where to begin with it. Kieran's working a night shift, his ex-girlfriend comes in, and the two begin arguing, and it gets really silly and sexual really quickly. But they take it so fucking seriously, like they start crying, that you can't help but laugh at it. It's like the funniest part of the movie. It's also one of the sketches that ends too quickly. Also, holy shit, they actually made new sprites for the characters. I've never done that because, to be frank, here's a fun little fact about me. I can't swim. Dex ripped his pants, didn't he? Like, I could doggy paddle, but I can't swim for shit. I also forgot how to ride a bike, which you're not supposed to be able to do. Holy shit, yai. Running in the 90s is just playing in the back of my head. Oh, it's jet powered. Okay. I'm now less impressed with you. Dodge, Dex. Dodge as best you can. Dance. Holy shit, Lan. Trying to kill the man? Yeah, how are we gonna fish that equipment? Bamboo, fish line, and worm, Yeah, actually, I know the perfect endpoint for the stream after these cutscenes. I think you can safely read an email without them looking at it, Lan. It's not, or wait, maybe emails in this world do actively, like, read out what they said, like all voicemail. Wait, I wasn't paying attention. Did they actually give him, like, huge-ass feet? At least for my for me being me, I tend to avoid looking at feet in general. Oh, God. Did they Kingdom Hearts him? Does he have Sora-sized feet? Next mission will take place in Ordinary 3. Well, we're in the right place. Need to scout the area out first. Orders got an area. Well, man, I'll send Colonel along as well. Ah, great. We're being roped into work. Oh, I just realized he even puts the grip onto it when he jacks in. Well, this place is now very red. With that, though, I think I'm gonna call it a stream here. 2 hours in, it's about the average 4 hours for me out of stream. And plus, I'd rather save the lengthiness of the Orin area scenario to itself into next stream. So I'm going to thank y'all for coming by tonight. Quick Play especially, thanks for dropping by. Bun Bun, thanks for hanging out in chat. Gary, even though you're not in the actual like Twitch chat, thanks for dropping by in chat, man. I can't believe you and I had not friended each other on Discord yet. That's ridiculous. And let's find ourselves a raid target while I start up the Thanks for Watching stream. Let's see who's live. Not many people live right now, huh? You know what? What is... Okay, it's going to be a difference of what they're streaming. Because one person I'm following is live with 21 viewers, another with 63. I'd rather raid the 21 viewers to give someone with smaller viewership more people. But if they're not playing a game I think people will be interested in, that'll be that. Oh, no, it's perfect. It's perfect. She's speedrunning X6. Versus Mario Golf. Yeah, we're gonna raid Voxandra. She more recently became more of a VTuber, and she is currently nearing an end of a speedrun of Mega Man X6. Actually, I should make sure our raid's cool in her chat rules, because some people don't allow that. Or I'd rather not have that. Yeah, no, she's good. Raid Voxandra. All right. Thank y'all for joining. Have a great night. Take care. And I'll see you guys on the next stream will be Saturday as usual. Where we'll continue on Battle Network 5. See you guys then.